If you're going to shop till you drop, you might as well do it in style. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 best global shopping streets. For this list, we'll be giving you the lowdown on the absolute best streets for all your shopping needs. Unless, of course, you're looking for outlets and your regular run-of-the-mill shops.
I don't think we have anything for you. You're obviously in the wrong place.
You won't find those here. No, only high-end boutiques and the most coveted luxury brands line these streets. Even if you can't afford to actually spend money, hey, there's nothing wrong with window shopping. And trust us, you'll be doing plenty of that. Number 10. Fashion Walk, Causeway Bay, Hong Kong. According to Forbes, Causeway Bay is the second most expensive retail street in the world, only narrowly losing out on the top spot to New York City's Fifth Avenue. It is the busiest area in Hong Kong, and that's because it's home to multiple malls, like Fashion Walk, which is a shopping space consisting of 4 streets: Great George, Patterson, Kingston, and Cleveland. What sets this section apart is that it's divided between outdoor boutiques and indoor stores lining the streets. So you have lots of options when it comes to what kind of shopping you'd like to do. Number 9. Strøget, Copenhagen, Denmark. Starting in 1962, Denmark banned cars from the area so that shoppers could have free reign of this area. And the experiment proved phenomenally successful. Though Strøget itself is one of the longest pedestrian streets in the world, it is often misrepresented as the longest street ever, when in fact, that record belongs to Rue St. Catherine in Bordeaux, France. Regardless, you will definitely find famous luxury brands on this Danish street, and the many streets that spread out from it, as well as tons of souvenir shops to cater to tourists. Number 8. PC Hooftstraat, Amsterdam, Netherlands. Amsterdam usually conjures up images of the red light district and cannabis coffee shops. And sure, you can find those places if you know where to look, but not on this street.
Club Vander Sex. It's the red light district's hottest sex club.
PC Hofstad instead offers high-end fashion boutiques like Dolce & Gabbana, Michael Kors, and Louis Vuitton, and is one of the most expensive streets, with some of the most expensive apartments in the Netherlands. Still, compared to other retail streets in Europe, it is actually one of the smallest and least expensive for retailers and renters. Perhaps these favorable conditions for shop owners accounts for what critics call an extremely welcoming and friendly atmosphere throughout the whole shopping district. Number 7. Avenue Montaigne, Paris, France. Situated in Paris's 8th arrondissement, which is one of its main business districts, Avenue Montaigne is the place to be for fashion in Paris. Just ask Kimye and Justin Bieber and all the other celebrities who have visited to do a little shopping. Of course, because it ranks among one of the richest streets in the world, it's no surprise that it's had its fair share of robberies, with 2 major jewelry heists in 2007 and 2008. In the past, it was known as the Allée des Veuves, or Widow's Alley, because women whose husbands died would go there to mourn. Now, women still go there to mourn, not for the dead, but for all the expensive clothes they can't afford when they're window shopping. Number 6. Ginza, Tokyo, Japan. Made up of whopping 8 blocks, this shopping district is hailed as one of the most luxurious in the world. However, it wasn't always so. It used to be a swamp until the 16th century, and in 1872, a fire destroyed most of the area, so it was rebuilt with a more contemporary feel, though some of the older original buildings still remain today. Along with boutiques, there are also plenty of department stores and even flagship stores for brands like Sony and Apple. And don't forget that it is Japan, so there's bound to be some interesting fashion finds here. Number 5. Via Monte Napoleone, Milan, Italy. Milan is the fashion capital of the world, so there isn't really a street in the city you can't shop on. It's only right that it would boast an impressive selection of upscale shopping streets. Corso Como is one of them, with its impressive architecture and outlet stores so you can shop discounted designer brands all day. But Via Monte Napoleone comes out on top as the best retail street in Milan, where so many Italian and international designers and shoemakers have set up shop. So if you want to experience the most of what Milan has to offer, look no further than Via Monte Napoleone. Number 4. Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills, USA.
Where do I go for the clothes? Good stuff on him.
In Beverly Hills? Yeah. Rodeo Drive, baby.
Admit it, ever since you saw Julia Roberts hit this street in Pretty Woman, you've wanted your chance to brave the snobby salespeople so you can gawk at all the beautiful clothes and jewelry. With every major high-end brand, this shopping street and tourist attraction is usually frequented by the rich and famous of Hollywood and Beverly Hills. But don't let that stop you, anyone is free to shop there if they can afford to. And just think, while browsing, you might even be able to spot a celebrity or two doing their own shopping. Number 3. Bahnhofstrasse, Zurich, Switzerland. Along with all the regular designer brands and boutiques like Chanel, Gucci, and Prada, this tree-lined street just wouldn't be the same without, you guessed it, all the Swiss watches and jewelry. Paradeplatz, Switzerland's most famous square, is located there, along with Confiserie Sprüngli, a luxury confectionery shop that has been around since the 1830s. After you finish your shopping, head on over and enjoy one of their famous macarons. Since Bahnhofstrasse is one of the 10 most expensive shopping avenues in the world, it makes sense that the 2 biggest Swiss banks would make their headquarters there as well. Once you visit this gorgeous street, you just might want to make it your headquarters too. Number 2. Bond Street, London, England. What began as the place in London for socializing in the 18th century quickly grew to become the place for luxury shopping.
Just think of it. Shopping on Bond Street, Bobby's, fish and chips, Big Ben.
So really, Bond Street remained a place for people to establish their social status, only in a different way. According to Bloomberg Business, it follows the Champs-Élysées in Paris as Europe's most expensive retail street, and has some of the most expensive real estate due to the location's desirability. So visit if you can, but if you inevitably fall in love with the area and decide to stay forever, be prepared to fork over a pretty penny. Before we reveal our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1. Fifth Avenue, New York City, USA.
Well, I'm going to buy you a pair of loafers on Fifth Avenue.
I want you shopping all day.
While Mercer Street boasts cast-iron architecture that will take your breath away, no other street in the Big Apple can compare to Fifth Avenue. Most people immediately think of venerable Saks Fifth Avenue, but there are a plethora of high-end brands like Tiffany & Co. there as well. In fact, Fifth Avenue is one of the most expensive streets in the world. It used to be home to the famous FAO Schwarz toy store before it closed in 2015. Plus, if you need a break from all that shopping, you can admire the endless landmarks found along it, including Trump Tower, the Empire State Building, and Rockefeller Center. Do you agree with our list? What do you think is the best shopping street? For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to MsMojo.